Hey, Mom, are we rolling?
Stop the rock. Stop the rock. Can't stop the rock. You can't stop the rock.
Hey, I told you to shut that off.
Stop the rock. Can't stop the rock. You can't stop the rock. Can't stop the rock. You can't stop the rock. Can't stop the rock. You can't stop.
I'm eating. Hey, go away. Go. This great cup of coffee is made by Jonathan Choi of Magnum Opus, a third wave coffee shop here in Surat, and I am so jealous of the people who live here because they have access to all these artisan skills of coffee making and the excellent coffee made by Jonathan Choi. This is Jonathan of Magnum Opus Coffee. Hi, Jonathan.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, and thank you for this cup of coffee.
You're welcome.
It's my first one of the day. I'm really sure to come here uncaffeinated. So, how long has Magnum been around?
We opened March 16th of this year. It was always expected to be this neighborhood coffee shop for people from the south, but we're surprised that people from like places like Marikina and Quezon City have been going all the way here.
Wonderful.
Just to visit. So it's been a really good 3 months so far.
Fantastic. Let's talk about this coffee that you made for me this morning. What is this one, and how did you brew it?
Oh, okay, so this one is a Bukidnon Mayarayon Datu Pepe. So
Wow, what a cool name.
yeah, well, Datu Pepe is actually the name of the farm and the farmer. So this one's roasted a bit darker. So it's similar to a pour-over cone, but as you can see, instead of the paper filter, it comes with its integrated steel mesh. So you get the pour-over profile, such that you pour slowly, you extract everything evenly, and the temperature drops across the whole brewing time. But at the same time, the steel mesh gives it the body and the texture of a French press.
And it retains all the natural flavors.
Exactly.
Of the bean.
All of the oils passes through, good and bad. It's the perfect morning coffee, I'd say.
I have to agree. So I know that you have something special for us today. You're going to take us through some of your coffee brewing, or your chosen coffee brewing methods, right?
Yep.
Okay, Jonathan, I am going to watch you work your magic.
I want to start off with a pour-over.
Okay.
So it's a bit similar to, it's the basis form actually of the one I did earlier. This one uses a paper filter. So the main advantage of the pour-over is it gives you a clean coffee. Basically coffees that you want to highlight the acidity or or like a fruit sweetness, you'd want to use something like a pour-over because this gives you the cleanest cup possible.
Okay.
So as we do with any brewing method, it's important to preheat all of your brewing apparatus. So that includes your drip cone, your paper filter, and the receiving vessel, which is the carafe that I'll be brewing the coffee in. If you notice, the first thing I did was I let it pre-infuse because I like opening up the grounds to the rest of the water.
Such a cool fish.
So it's just a style really, but I like pre-infusing in any method I use, French press, AeroPress.
And I love how you're just so poetic about how you swirled in that water.
This is actually quite therapeutic for me.
So I noticed that you're using glass cups. Is there a reason why you're using glass instead of, let's say, ceramic mugs?
Well, what we really...
Or paper cups?
But yeah, really the choices for glassware here is just for people to identify with a certain coffee. So we try not to use the same glassware for every coffee, as you'll see later.
Yes. Just to reiterate, Jonathan, what we did here was a pour over of the Ethiopian Yirgacheffe.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, may I take a sip?
Go ahead.
And I slurped as following your instructions here.
Yep.
Enjoy your brew coffee by slurping.
So it's similar to enjoying something like wine or whiskey, the complexities and those beverages where you try to slurp to aerate the liquid in your mouth, and you basically want your whole tongue to take in the coffee and experience all of the notes in that complex cup.
Jonathan, I hear that your most popular drink here has a very interesting name.
It's called the Belgian Heartbreaker. It's our take on the mocha, but we feel that it's too good to be just called a mocha.
Okay.
So basically, it's a double ristretto, and then there's steamed milk. So it's frothy milk, like what you'd get in a latte. But our chocolate, we melt it in the steamed milk. So we don't use syrups or powders. What we use is dark Belgian callets. So we melt it to order. So basically, you're getting freshly melted chocolate in your milk, and we pour that on top of our espresso.
Does it sort of offend your sensibilities? Because I mean, it's got so much in it, you hardly taste the coffee.
Honestly, it's what I call a gateway drink.
Yes, that's exactly how I call it. It's a gateway drink to getting people to maybe try another kind of coffee without all the milk and the chocolate and the sugar.
So what happens is they try the Belgian Heartbreaker, then they graduate to a latte, then they graduate to a piccolo latte, which is a smaller latte. Then afterwards, next thing you know, they're taking espresso shots.
I do have a suggestion for a counterpart to the Belgian Heartbreaker, Jonathan. Maybe you could think about a drink with the name Filipino Gigolo.
Yeah, I could.
Belgian Heartbreaker, Filipino Gigolo.
I will, yeah. So the milk is still hot, which means you can melt the chocolate using this hand frother. So we're not gonna froth the milk, but we're gonna use it to mix in the chocolate.
Do you feel like a chain store? Practically floored. One of many.
So aside from Jonathan, Steph, being very cute, what is it about him that makes it so, like, what makes it what does he's getting like cut badly? Jonathan is so cute, and I was like, oh god, he is cute. I'm gonna put that in the, obviously an outtake.
You're still rolling, right?
We are still rolling.
Jonathan, it's so great that we have two people who live in the South who get access to your coffee shop. And like I said, I'm so jealous. This is Steph Sameta, and this is JV Fernandez. And so they're joining us today. You guys, I know that you come to Magnum Opus often. What is your favorite drink here?
I think my first time here, I tried the Belgian Heartbreaker because it was so unique.
Jonathan, can you tell us about the food that's in front of us now?
Okay, before when you went here, it was really mostly coffee, not a lot of food, but I wanted coffee to be center stage. So this translates over to food as well because we chose these specifically because they pair well with certain coffee.
JV and Steph, let's try this. Is it lemon flourless?
It's like a lemon flourless cake,
Okay, we'll try.
When I'm here, well, when Jonathan introduces to me, it's when my default sweet, well, sweet for lack of better.
Yeah.
It's not really very sweet.
It's default pastry, basically.
Yeah. A lot of people from the South tell me that being a barista or a coffee shop owner is a lot like being a bartender. They find you very easy to talk to.
I love it when the guests sit at the bar because there's this kind of dynamic and you get to know the neighborhood, you get to know the community, and you get to build a certain community inside your coffee shop.
Steph and JV, this would be an easy question for you to answer, but what do you love about Magnum Opus? Like, what keeps you coming back here?
It's not really just a normal coffee shop for me. It's really about appreciating coffee and the experience. They really teach you how to appreciate the notes, like what Jonathan said, the hints, not just, like the bitter normal coffee taste that you usually get.
I've been looking for a coffee place that has a lot of character, and the barista really matters.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, yeah.
So it's like it's me stepping into his world now, and then this is his life. Wow, interesting. So you see like all the small touches of the art, and then how he designs his pastries. I think that's a big deal.
What is this beautiful thing we have here, Jonathan?
Okay, I call it the Mondrian toast.
Okay.
If you're familiar with the artist Pete Mondrian, his work is mostly cubic abstract. This is what I call a sweet toast. So it's like a dessert toast because, you have your bread, but there are 3 jams in it. There's sweet cream and there's dark Belgian ganache.
And this one is, Jonathan?
It's the Monte Cristo.
Okay.
So it would be the heaviest item on the menu. A lot of people come here for brunch or lunch and have just that. Or like a late dinner.
Okay.
And they pair it with brewed coffee. Actually, I have a Sumatra here. Sumatra Gaya Mountain. It was French pressed.
All right.
This one is a combination of sweet and savory because it has ham, it has cheese.
I love sweet and savories.
And then it has powdered sugar and cherry jam on top.
So Jonathan, now that you've really gotten into the groove and people know more about your coffee shop, what are your plans in the future?
I plan to do more events. And it's not going to be just about coffee. So I'm gonna do my coffee appreciation thing, but I want it to be like a place to gather as well.
Okay, Jonathan, one last. Let's look at the camera and let's invite everybody, especially all of you non-South based people, to come to Magnum Opus. Can you tell them where you are, Jonathan? Invite them to come on over here.
All right, so this is Magnum Opus, the Fine Coffee Gallery. We're located at 115 Aguirre Avenue at the second floor of the Prime Building. This is in BF Homes, Parañaque. Just look up because we're at the second floor. You can check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Just look for Magnum Opus. And, well, come here, sit at the bar. It's the best seat in the house, and we'll make you the best cup we can.
Okay, now, bye guys. Go and have yourself a cup of coffee. Okay, turn that off. I need my coffee.